Hey, good afternoon. It's Jeff. It's at the end of the day here, Friday after the market closed. Want to give you an update. Wasn't a great day for really any market. We're kind of wondering if it's a lot of worry of risk off just to do the government shutdown. We also had uh, the report out today, the grain stocks report that that came out today, and that really wasn't any new news. They didn't really do a lot with those. Just run through it real quick. They lowered ending stocks for 23 down to 1.361 billion. At the WASD in September it was 1.452. So they actually lowered our ending stocks. So that was a little bit of a bullish number, but corn held in there a little bit, and we can talk about that later about when it traded. But obviously, by the end of the day, was down quite a bit. Um, on the wheat, they raised it just a little bit compared to last year. So I mean, just a touch, 2 million bushels of extra wheat compared to last year's stock. So not a lot of change there either. And obviously, wheat price isn't reacting well either. Uh, Soybeans, they raised it to 268 million. That's above the 252 that came out in the September WASD report. So we found some bushels. It is what it is. That's what the number they printed. Uh, so not that bearish, but obviously we had some bad action today. So let's walk through that a little bit. First of all, I'm going to jump into soybeans real quick. And with this action we had today, it was off 25. It was holding about down 5 when that report came out, and kind of bounced around a little bit. But then the selling started, and there was just no buyers to be had. So what does that mean? Well, it means we close below our cloud, and we're below our line. So we're going to be really active come Monday if we don't see some immediate bullish movement Sunday night, Monday morning. So be aware. Now there is some support down here, 1250 area. You can see these lows down over here, here. This is also the 25% extrapolation of this move from here to here. So there is some support there. If that gives way, that's not a really good signal. We hate to be just going out and selling it and getting short and all that with what's happening in these. The max still has this little bit of a divergence here. Stochastics are oversold. Seems like when we get down in this range, it gets pretty choppy, or we get a bounce. So we don't want to ignore this action just because of this either. So if we see some more selling, we might have to go ahead and get out of beans, sell what we got, and look to reown at a later time. So be paying attention. We don't want you to get. We know you're busy, and we'll try to keep you updated as best we can with texts or emails and phone calls as needed. So just be patient on Monday and answer the phone call if we call. That's what we ask. Corn, jumping over to corn. Not great action. We were getting a little bit of a bounce. Looks like we might get a run there, but with the what happened after the report and just the selling that came along afterwards wasn't a good deal. We've got multiple days that we took out the closes on. So obviously we're holding the bottom edge of this consolidation range, and we want to see that continue. But again, we talked about 470. We want to be short below there, whatever we can. We still have divergences in play, but we can't ignore this action if we're going to blow through this. Like I said, if it's just worry about government shutdown, that obviously that'll bounce if that's the worry, and the government doesn't shut down or reopens pretty quickly. If it's a deflationary period, we might see prices continue to lower to that point. And it's not like we don't have some demand. Obviously, we're getting daily sales, especially to Mexico on corn. beans, there's been some. Our export sales aren't the greatest, but they're not non-existent either. The Mississippi water levels are not helping things with that as well, because the barge freights are going up through there because they can't haul what they need to out of the Corn Belt area. So that's not helping matters either with our exports. So eventually that will resolve itself, but who knows how long that's going to take. So if beans are going to roll over and corn rolls over, we're going to be active in both, and we'll try to keep you updated as soon as we can. Today, corn, is trading even at the report and was acting okay, but when beans started falling and wheat started tanking, that corn went ahead and went with it, and everything, cattle, oil, just dollar was even, but everything's pretty much red on the board. So probably more of the government shutdown risk. The trade was just going to take risk off today and see what happens over the weekend, would be my guess. Kansas City wheat obviously was down 22. We'll pull up the Chicago chart real quick here in a minute. We'll talk about it. It had a worse day as well. One thing we do, we got a 13.9. We still have divergences going on. Stochastics is oversold. Seems like we get down into this 7 range where it's at. Tends to start bottoming and try to get a bounce after that. So, we got here. It was 7 in here, and we just kind of consolidated a little bit, and then we continued lower after just kind of trickled until the capitulation the last couple of days. So not that we want to hold wheat very much lower, but we kind of, obviously, if the corn and beans go, wheat's going to go. We don't want to be just holding on to it forever until it goes to $4. So again, pay attention to your texts and emails or phone calls if you can. We much appreciate that. And as I wanted to just pull up the Chicago chart, and it was the worst of the day. It was down 37. That probably has a lot to do with what Kansas City's doing, what the corn's doing. Just no buying today is what it come down to after the report. Excuse me. Reading a lot, guys thinks this is capitulation from this move, which it very well could be. That means that just the trade's just kind of given up a little bit, and sometimes that tends to be the end of the trend. But again, we can't just let it fall out of bed either. So that's about all I got. Just not a great day. If you have any questions, please reach out. Monday will probably be a pretty key day of what actions we tend to take from here. We said we wanted to be in 470 puts on corn for a reason. We want to be short below there. If you need more than that, or if you want to go ahead and sell corn and look to reown later, we totally understand. If you want to discuss those positions, please give us a call. Soybeans kind of the same way. If we don't see some immediate bullish reaction come Sunday night, Monday morning, we may be looking to sell what we got and look to reown those as well later. So if you have any questions, reach out. As always, there is risk in trading in futures and options. Trade in light of your financial conditions, and we'll talk to you Monday. Have a good weekend.